You say some days you're gonna win. You say some days you're gonna lose. I tell you, I got news for you. You're losing all the time, you never win. No. If you believe that's how it's gonna be, I better put you down. Get up, you take your up and come down on the ground. You gotta save me now. You better turn around. And I looked around. I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line. This is some days you gotta give. This is some days you gotta take. That's the way it's gotta be. Roll it over and you will see. The city streets are full of people going nowhere, making time. The change from night to day is really only out just along the line. Can't you see the sign? When I looked around, I was heading down. Oh, somebody throw me down the line.
Wednesday. We're here, my friends. Good to see you. Hope your morning's off to a great start. Man, we got a good show for all of you guys today. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're talking all things St. Mary's Oktoberfest. We're here. The tradition continues. We'll be joined by Carolyn and Cohen. They'll fill us in on all the details on that and so much more. Then at 10 o'clock, 9:55-ish, Lacey's going to join us for her 100 Years Ago segment. Always love having Lacey and Hayner Library in the studio. Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to the Alton Symphony Orchestra and learning about their upcoming events as well. At 10:35, we're going to talk to Michelle at Tangled Tinsel, and I know it's Halloween, but we're getting closer, and we're going to see what fall events they got going on over at Tangled Tinsel. Plus, we're also going to chat a little bit about the upcoming winter season 2. That's what's coming down the pipeline in the next 2 hours, and, well, here's what you need to know now. At 9:05, make sure you download that daily email update. You'll join myself and 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. You can also download the RiverBender.com app today, and you'll never miss out. You can join myself in the App Store or the Google Play Store as we stay up to date with those breaking news notifications, those weather alerts, and everything you need to know to get through your day. We'll take you right to East St. Louis first. Carl Parker, 41, from East St. Louis, facing serious felony charges in 2 separate cases that were filed on October the 1st. Here's what we know. He is accused of kidnapping a 9-year-old child by deceitfully moving the child against their will and burglarizing an Edwardsville home while occupants were present. In a related case, Parker charged with home invasion, domestic battery, and property damage after forcibly entering an Alton residence, assaulting the occupant, and damaging their phone. Surveillance and witness statements have linked Parker to these incidents that occurred on September the 22nd. Parker remains in custody, pending further hearings. Joseph Wayne Sands, 63, of Cottage Hills, was identified as the victim in that fatal 2-vehicle crash on Interstate 55 near mile marker 8. The incident occurred at approximately 4:25 a.m. on October the 1st when Sands' 1992 Chevrolet S10 pickup truck slowed in the northbound lane and was rear-ended by a box truck. Following that collision, the vehicle caught fire, and he was pronounced deceased at the scene. The box truck driver was critically injured and taken to a St. Louis area hospital. Authorities, including the Illinois State Police and Madison County Coroner's Office, continue to investigate this crash. In Godfrey, trustees unanimously approved liquor licenses for 2 local businesses during the October 7th Village Board meeting. Mark Smith, the owner of Abigail's in Grafton, plans to reopen the Clifton Terrace Inn as the Full Moon Lounge, a neighborhood bar offering elevated pub food, live entertainment, and a welcoming atmosphere aimed at adults aged 35 to 55. The reopening is expected by early 2026. Meanwhile, the Round Table Family Restaurant will introduce weekend mimosas and special specialty drinks to attract new customers and increase annual revenue by an estimated 20 to 30%. Both establishments look forward to strengthening their ties within the Godfrey community, and we'll keep you updated through those village board meetings at RiverBender.com/video under the government tab for that full recording. Also in the news today, Genre Cox, an elementary technology coach within the Edwardsville Community Unit School District Number 7, has been awarded a $1,000 grant from the Illinois Education Association SCORE program. This funding supports Cox's annual Embracing Inclusion sensory-friendly event scheduled for May the 16th, 2026. That's designed especially for neurodiverse children. Inspired by her autistic son, Cox helps coordinate this event to create a safe and welcoming space where children can comfortably engage with first responders and community members while respecting their sensory needs. The event promotes inclusion and understanding, along with connecting family members, educators, and local agencies. It highlights the community's commitment to diversity and equity, and a full write-up on that at RiverBender.com/news. Mayor Mike McCormick of the Village of Godfrey has presented the Godfrey Fire Protection District with a $50,000 check, marking the 6th annual installment towards the $500,000 purchase of fire truck number 1422. The payment reflects the ongoing financial partnership between the village and the village's fire district, despite being separate government entities. Fire Chief Eric Cramner and Board President Matt Horn graciously accepted the check, emphasizing their commitment to protecting the community. With this continued support, the Godfrey Fire Protection District remains well equipped to provide exceptional emergency response and safeguard the lives and property of all residents. And finally, in the news today in local sports, Edwardsville's girls flag football team delivered a commanding 39-0 victory over Urbana in their first ever IHSA playoff game, showcasing a powerful offensive and defensive performance. Quarterback Ella Wallace threw 6 touchdown passes, while Sophie and Serena Shapiro combined for 5 touchdowns, supported by 2 scores from Remy Warden and 1 from Sophie Antonini. The Tigers improved their record to 11-1 and advanced to the regional semifinals, set to face host Mahomet Seymour. Edwardsville's defense held Urbana scoreless, and it underscores their team's continued dominance all season long. Head coach Taylor Hay emphasized the importance of their playoff focus, reminding the team that playoff and postseason is a fresh challenge. The Tigers now prepare for a tough semifinal matchup, and we'll keep you posted every step of the way at RiverBender.com/sports. Let's take a look at weather. It's 145 degrees down here in the studio, but outside it's 55 and it feels like 60. Humidity at 92%. Today, sunshine and pleasant, and tonight, clear and chilly. Temperatures are going to reach just right around 74 degrees today, drop down to 44 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 73, a low of 43, and on Friday, party day. Cloudy skies, a high of 75, a low of 53 degrees. On Saturday, we're going to not see too much sun, mostly clouds, a high of 78, a low of 51. On Sunday, partly sunny skies, a high of 78, a low of 55. So if we can just maintain these high 70s, we'll get through this together. But man, we need that temperature just to start creeping on down, and let's get us back into fall. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now, my friends. It's 55 degrees in downtown Alton. 9:13 is the time for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back. Rehab, recover, and return home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by downloading that RiverBender.com app today. Alrighty, while I have you, hey, gotta fill you in on Hayner Library. This is my last day of the week to do it. You know, Mango Languages is new at Hayner Library, and this is what I find so fascinating. I mean, whether or not you're going on a trip, maybe it's something that you've always wanted to do. I know I have. But, you know, when you start to look at language courses like Rosetta Stone and all of these other Duolingo, man, they get pricey. And with your Hayner Library card, you now have access to Mango Languages for free, which is an online resource for self-paced language learning with over 70 world languages. And now what I think is really cool about this is they also have English as a second language and ASL that you could learn too. It's available as an app or from your desktop computer and all you need is your Hayner library card. For young children, they have something called Little Pim, which is Mango's video-based language courses that feature, well, Little Pim, the cartoon panda. That's available as well. And also, throughout the month of October, they have that library crawl going on throughout the Illinois Heartland library systems. And this is really cool, where you can stop by 5 area libraries outside of the Hayner Library District and get a passport stamped. If you get all 5 of those passport stamps, you bring them right back to Hayner Library for a chance to win a grand prize drawing of $50 gift cards to Old Bakery Beer Company, Post Commons, Bakers and Hale. It's such a really cool thing. And why not? I mean, $50 to any of those restaurants, that means for a great lunch or even a great dinner. You can learn more at HaynerLibrary.org, HaynerLibrary.org, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. Alrighty, why don't we do this? Take a quick break. Well, we'll take a look at, I always say this, we'll take a look at downtown Alton first, then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and chat it up with St. Mary's Oktoberfest. You stay there, and I'll be right here, RiverBender.com, Roku TV. It's a daily show on a Wednesday.
The way you do the things you do. Alright, the way you do the things you do.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. Oh, you got me feeling shit.
Welcome back 9:17. I'm early for once. I'm like feeling good about this. Normally I'm way behind, and I got it looks like I-270 out there, the traffic, because of how many people are waiting for their interview.
Yeah.
Not today. I'm rocking and rolling. Sorry for the lack of airflow down here, but we'll get through that together too. Oktoberfest is a staple event. And honestly, guys, I don't say this patronage you. I think it's the staple event of Alton, really, when it comes to fall.
Thank you.
Everyone looks forward to it. Everyone knows about it. And we are, if my math is correct, how many? I'm going to try. How many years are we at this now? 2008, right?
This is our 18th annual.
I was going to be so wrong because I was going to say 23.
Not quite.
Well, and when it's 18 annual and you have all these generations that have built up this event, and now, like we talked about before we came on, you're constantly adding new faces to the quote-unquote the Oktoberfest machine and establishing that. It's got to feel cool to have, at this point, some history behind the event and all the folks that help make it what it is today.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
I think so too, yeah.
With that being said, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th are all for all of us to be entertained and have some fun. Where do we start?
Probably we could start with some of the new things that are happening.
Let's do it.
Several years ago, we started the run. We started with a 1 mile run, and then we expanded to the 5K. So this will be our third year of doing that 5K. And the numbers continue to grow. We're up to, I believe, 112 runners currently.
No kidding.
And
Wow.
we're shooting eventually for over 200. So we have plenty of room for growth.
You're gonna
on
hit
there.
it. You're gonna hit it in no time. And did you think the run would be that? Because when I always thought about it, I'm like, well, this is cool, but I'm not a runner, so I don't know the community too well or how those fun runs go. But was it one of those things after the first one you guys realized this is something here?
I think so, because there are other runs around like Miles for Miso
Yeah.
that draw hundreds of people.
Right.
And so we were hoping that those folks were also interested in having something unique, because Friday night is not a typical run night. And so to offer that as an introduction to the Oktoberfest weekend, and the fact that there are people who have never heard of Oktoberfest, but they saw the run and they're like, wow, this is an amazing thing that you guys have going on here. So
Yeah.
that was very exciting to see that we're bringing in new people. And that's really the mission of Oktoberfest is that faith and family and bringing folks together from all walks of life.
Really cool. And now do we have to register ahead of time for the 5K?
You do, but you can also register on site that day of, because the run starts at 6 p.m. So we'll register you right up to that 6 p.m.
Gotcha.
mark. Mm-hmm.
Well, and this is really cool. You're taking a really cool course of Alton, and then there's age group awards a part of this as well. And then there's a party at the finish line. Fill me in on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So once runners cross the finish line, they get a ticket for free beer, or if they're under 21, they get a drink. And we also have many options, including non-alcoholic, as well as sodas, and we'll also have shivers on site as well.
Nice.
Now, Friday it'll be just ice cream, but coffee begins Saturday. So please remember that Saturday, come down to Oktoberfest at 1 o'clock, and we'll start serving you your morning joe.
That's awesome. What else is new this year?
Well, on Sunday evening, we're going to have bingo. So we thought we'd
Love
try
it.
that in the gym. So in the evening, 5 to 8, we're going to have a traditional bingo in Settis Hall Gym.
Cool.
We've got that.
Now, real quick, have you guys done bingo before?
No, we haven't. Our youth group at our parish used to host it for a few years back, about 10 years ago or so, but we've not had it at Oktoberfest. Yeah.
This is going to be cool. Now, I heard bingo can get a little spicy in there.
They're intense.
I've heard some
they're
stories.
intense, so we'll see how that goes.
Are there any prizes or anything a part of it?
Yeah, every round will either be sponsored by some
Cool.
company, or it'll be some type of monetary donation. And
Love
I
it.
believe there's going to be a final jackpot round as well, an all blackout card. So that would be definitely something to come in for towards the end of the evening.
You know what we should do next year? Why am I not doing a live broadcast from Oktoberfest on Saturday afternoon?
That would be
That would be
amazing.
good.
I think
Yeah.
we need to throw that in. I'm sorry. I just
That would
we're
be
out
great.
of nowhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are we not here doing this? I've done everything
Oh,
else.
sure. Sure. RiverBender usually shows up,
Yeah.
but if you
We
can
can
come
just-
together. 1 o'clock, we have the keg tapping on Saturday afternoon.
That's what I'm saying. We'll have
Yeah.
to set that up, especially for next year, if we can get it up, because this is too good of an opportunity not to film and showcase. And now, with the keg tapping and everything else, I love the fact that there's some really cool sweepstakes, basket raffles, and auctions, and some of those are really cool features of the event itself. Care to fill me in on those?
Yeah, the sweepstakes has actually been a long time
Yeah.
part of St. Mary's to raise some money, and we have a $10,000 grand prize and a $5,000 $1,000 prize, other in all the way. We've got 10 prizes for that, and the tickets are $25 each. Or if you buy 4, we'll give you a 5th one free and a coupon for a local business. So and those can be purchased all the way through 8:00 p.m. on Sunday. So you can buy them right there at the grounds, or you can go on to our website and buy them right now. So you have a chance to win 10 prizes right there.
Okay, I'm totally in. You don't have to tell me 14 times. You just got to tell me once. And honestly, wanted to go a little bit further on that. If you buy 4, you get that 5th ticket free. Right. And then $10 coupon for Tony's or 9 holes walking it. Well, that's a great incentive. Right, I mean, really cool.
Right,
yes.
Right, yeah.
We're very thankful for Tony's and Woodlands and Otto Butler for providing those.
Well, and I think it's such a testament to what St. Mary's alum it really is made up of, and that's and just community supporters too along the way, and that's just some really great business owners and great community stakeholders too that have either come out of St. Mary's or have some connecting point there, whether it's their children or some other facet, and it really showcases through at Oktoberfest.
Right. So, right, and we have lots of sponsors that are local businesses too, and then just individuals, family members, people in the community, parishioners that sponsor Oktoberfest too. So we're really thankful for all those sponsors and the businesses and the people in there.
So I was trying to find the sponsors, and I'll break the fourth wall here. I'm like, I'll find them, and then I realized that it's the whole entire back page of this pamphlet.
I do want to give a special shout out to Melody Hughes, who did a fabulous job, and we've broken records this year on the number of sponsors that we've had. We will be filling the entire festival grounds with folks who have shown their support to us, and so I'm just blown away by that in it alone.
Well, and see, that's what I think. So here, we'll go to the website real quick because this is can I show the sponsors on there?
Absolutely.
Is that updated? Let me zoom in because I got bad eyes. I know I'm young, but man, it's starting to wear on me like a Honda Civic. Chick Fritz is the first one, and it just goes down and down and down. Let me zoom out one last time and see if we can get that. But you can just see the list of them, and we'll put all of them in there or link that sponsorship section just so you guys can see all the community support. I mean, these are folks that are stepping up with $2,000 sponsorships and $1,000 sponsorships and $5,000 sponsorships, which goes so much further than anybody would realize because of just the pride that St. Mary's has in this event and the good it takes and the good that comes from it too.
Absolutely.
So you guys can see all of those and support all those local businesses and just the individuals. Give them a thank you too for making sure that you recognize their efforts to make this a great event and one that continues. And with that being said, how do we sponsor for next year? Can we call you now?
Absolutely. I will take sponsorship
Melody,
for 2026.
Good job, Melody. This is incredible. Makes me kind of envious that I'm not as good of a salesperson. Well, and this is what I think is cool. You got the silent auction, the basket raffle, bingo. What is karaoke? When is that starting, and how do we sign up?
That's Saturday. It's 7 to 10. Please show up.
I love that.
And if you have friends who are hardcore karaoke, please come down. It's open to the public. Anyone from 2 to 99 are welcome to join us in karaoke, and we'll have a light up dance floor, and I just think it'll be a wonderful evening. So we'll have snacks and beer, and it'll be a really good time, I think.
God, that's gonna be awesome. Now, what's your do you have a go-to karaoke song?
That's a good one. Do you?
My husband has Elvira.
Oh, that's always classic. Yeah. See, mine's family tradition. Hank Williams Jr.
Oh, yes.
Why not? Everyone always sings to that one. Phil, so on top of that, you have some great acts and some great bands that are going to be performing. Yes. Let's touch on those real quick, too.
Absolutely. So we kick it off with St. Louis Czech Express.
They're so good.
And we're always excited that they come back, and they'll be featured both Saturday and Sunday, I believe, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we welcome back Glendale Riders.
Friday night.
Awesome.
Friday night.
The one and only Glendale Riders.
They're always our opening band, Friday.
And then we'll have the Dixie Dudes and Lady Luck, as well as Big Shake Daddy.
That's going to be awesome. And you can see that event lineup, too, over there at the website, stmarysoktoberfest.com. And really just full of entertainment. DJ Dave, 3 to 7, and the 5K entertainment on Friday. Glendale takes the stage. The Riders do 7 to 11 on that main stage. And then, so when the grounds open on Saturday and the kegs tap, take me to that experience, because that's a fun one.
Yeah, that's always fun. That's how we open,
right?
Like they do in Germany, to have the keg tapping. And someone from the auction the year before, the silent auction, they bid and they win to be able to tap it. So we'll have someone from our parish who got that prize last year, and they'll tap the keg. And that beer runs free from that keg until it's empty. So it's a good time to be there. And we'll have our German band playing, the St. Louis Express there playing during that. So it's a great time to start it off right then at 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Do we know who is going to tap the keg this year?
Steve Sands.
Oh, nice. That'd be cool. There you go.
He's a veteran at it too.
So,
yes.
What is have you ever seen some pretty bad keg attempts, some keg tapping attempts at Oktoberfest, or do we have some pretty good keg tappers?
I think we have some pretty good keg tappers, and the people from Chick Fritz are there to help us kind of along so that we don't have any disasters.
Well, my problem, if I won, I'd be too nervous. I'd be like, no, I'm just going to give it to somebody else. I don't want to be the guy that ruins the momentum here. Well, and as we were talking about Saturday with the keg tapping too, just to give you those times, the St. Louis Express is 1 to 4 on the main stage, Dixie Dudes 2 to 5 on the festival stage, Lady Luck 7 to 11. That's a great band. They do a wonderful job. And then DJ Dave takes it over from 7 to 10 on the festival stage with karaoke too on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. That's going to be awesome. Sunday, the Big Shake Daddies 12:30 to 4, St. Louis Express 12:30 to 4 on 2 separate stages, and then Behavior Intervention is 5 to 8 p.m. on the main stage. That's going to be cool. Are they new?
They are.
Cool. Really cool. Whose band? How we get that connection?
So last year we had Flip the Frog, and there was some reorganization, and so we have Behavior Intervention.
Gotcha. Really
and
cool.
I think it's really going to be great. The music that I've heard is wonderful. It's more in line with my age group, though. So, but they can play all kinds of different songs. So.
I'm telling you, my generation is starting to get in with the older generation's music sound.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, it's not the computer anymore, That's true. With that being said, take me through the games and the entertainment for the kids, because this is where you guys always have knocked it out of the park. There's something for literally every child to have fun with all night and all day.
Yeah, so we'll have the inflatables out there on 3rd Street again. We'll have them for the toddlers up till teenagers, and then the whole square at Henry and 3rd Street will be filled with children's games all weekend for them to play at. We're trying a little bit on Friday night too, right, Ryan?
Yeah, one of the things with the run was that we had folks coming out, like, what do my kids do before and just a little bit afterwards, and we still have a bit of daylight, so we'll be having inflatables open from about, I believe, 5 until 8 o'clock as well. And so that's a brand new thing that we're bringing back, that we're doing.
I love it. How much are the tickets for inflatables and all that information? Are there package deals with that too?
There are. If you just want to show up Friday night, it's $10. Otherwise, we do have 3-day wristbands, which kind of includes the Friday night. That's $35. If it's just one day that you want to pick, Saturday or Sunday, it's $25.
Really cool. That's really affordable too, and I think that's great for especially younger families to know that there's a really great event going on that you don't have to break the bank for, to have your children have fun.
Yeah, and then all the games are $1 each, so that's a pretty good price too. So
that is really good. I could never win on any of those things. I think I won a Little Debbie snack cake once on the cakewalk, and I won the participation prizes. That's what I should say.
I do want to highlight too that the prizes have been revamped this year,
so
cool. The prize room's going to look a little bit different. There's actually a couple of baskets exclusive to kids games, and so kids can play the games, earn beads, go into the prize room, and they'll be able to drop in their beads for a chance to win a couple of different baskets.
No kidding. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I just love how you guys keep evolving this, and it just keeps getting cooler and cooler. With that being said, why don't we do this? We had a lot more to talk about. We'll take a quick break. It's 9:32, a little bit of change. We'll come back, talk with more of St. Mary's Oktoberfest with Ryan and Carolyn, right after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it.
This is Dwight Wirtz, president of Wirtz Welding and Tank Service, the nation's premier distributor of tank trailer parts. Dwight has been an outspoken and long-time supporter of the college and is the current chairperson of Lewis and Clark Board of Trustees. Oh, and he's a Lewis and Clark grad.
I'm Dwight Wirtz, and I am a trailblazer.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
And don't rock the jukebox. Wanna hear George Jones? 'Cause my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stone.
Welcome back, 9:35, a little bit of change. You're on a delay, but that's okay. We're back with Carolyn and Ryan and talking all about St. Mary's Oktoberfest. My math was wrong. I'm glad I never even gave my calculation until after 18 years now. I got a little bit ahead of myself. So you were telling me about your wine area or wine selection before we were coming back?
Yeah, we're very excited that we have a whole back area dedicated to the wine tent. And so we're going to include more varietals. Believe we have about 10 different types of wine, and it ranges from sweet to dries for both white and reds. We also have a wine tasting this year. You can taste 4 different wines for $12.
No kid. What time is that? I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, they open Friday. Yep, it's all day Friday.
It's all day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Now, what's this paint and sip, too, with these pumpkins? This sounds fun. I'm in. You got me a wine.
So we had a generous donation by Greenfields Farm. They're donating pumpkins to us. And last year we had the pumpkin painting, and we still have that. But we're also going to include paint and sip, where you can paint a pumpkin or take a pumpkin home and get a glass of wine for $12 as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we have the pumpkins for both the kids and the adults now, so yeah.
Well, and don't just think the games are for the kids, too. The adult gaming area has been a huge hit.
It has, yeah. It's really kind of taken off the last few years. So we've got that area with the States Wheel, the
Chuck-a-Luck.
The Chuck-a-Luck, pull tabs. They'll be walking through the grounds with the pull tabs.
And Friday night, at least, we will have blackjack as well.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun. Yeah. Well, and that's what I think is really cool, because you're able to do these things within your, whether it's the church community, your school community, or just, your friends and family that from, within the community. So it ties in all those different assets and really creates something unique that you don't see very often anywhere else. I love it. So let's talk food. That's what the folks want to hear about, Carolyn and Ryan. I know the skillets are...
The skillets are, you have to have a German skillet.
If you
the
don't,
sausage and potatoes.
You weren't Oktoberfested,
Right, right.
So is that coming back, I'm guessing?
Yes, we'll have the skillets there on Saturday and Sunday. Go ahead.
And our chef, Paul Yost, who has been there many, many years. We always thank him for his efforts, too, with Tycon building, because without him, we wouldn't have some of these great options. So
100%.
Those guys are over those skillet grills all weekend. So the skillets are there on Saturday and Sunday, and then we have frankfurters, bratwurst, turkey legs, corn on the cob. If you're not into the German food, so we got turkey legs, corn on the cob, loaded potatoes. So those are always there. All kinds of snacks this year. We've got nachos and pretzels, a couple different kinds of pretzels. Yeah. And then, of course, Shivers, like we said, is going to be there. The KCs come and they have orange floats, and the Knights of Columbus come and they have orange floats and root beer floats there. Hamburgers, just about anything you want. Yeah, so, yeah.
If your child cannot find something to eat.
It is true.
Okay. With that being said, the sweepstakes drawing is at 8:15 on Sunday. You still have a chance to get your tickets now to win $10,000 or 5.
Yeah, 9 other prizes.
Or 9 other prizes. I mean, we're looking pretty good here in the month of October. A lot of chances to win. You buy 4 tickets, you receive a 5th ticket free and a $10 coupon or another voucher as well with some really cool incentives on it. More details on that Oktoberfest website. How much are tickets again?
$25 each, or if you buy 4, we'll give you the 5th free.
I love it. And then the new traditional bingo is coming into Oktoberfest as well. That's 5 to 8 p.m. with prizes throughout each round, correct, Ryan? Where are we at now? What else should we be talking about here? Because we've already gone through the gauntlet, but now I got to ask if we did we hit everything before we start talking Oktoberfest fun?
And don't forget about the silent auction
Yep.
and the basket raffle. So we have both of those in the items for the silent auction can be seen in Suddes Hall and also on our Oktoberfest website,
Yeah.
stmarysoktoberfest.com, and the bidding's online for the silent auction. And then we have the basket raffle in Suddes Hall Gym. And those items can be seen Saturday and Sunday, but you can start bidding on the silent auction 6 o'clock on Friday evening.
Really cool. And then one of the big things that I think is such an amazing feature of Oktoberfest is the masses in the church that are at 6:30 and 8, and then the outdoor anniversary mass in the grass, which is just a fantastic service to be a part of. What time is that?
So that's at 11 o'clock on Sunday. This is the 167th anniversary of St. Mary's Parish.
It's
in Alton.
incredible.
Yeah, so we celebrate that at the Mass in the Grass at 11 o'clock in the Garfield or Barth Park. People like to call it both things, so I put Garfield Barth Park, 11 o'clock on Sunday.
Well, and now with that, if you haven't gone yet, seriously, it's such a cool experience to be a part of, to do it in a different setting. And it seems like it just is always full each and every year, and it just grows too,
Right.
which is amazing to see. And now with that being said, we're on the St. Mary's Oktoberfest website, and I just am getting nosy. Can I look at some of these items up here? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay, here we go. All righty. Let's pull this up.
And we have some of the items up, but there's going to be a lot more. So, yeah.
Wow. And then just really cool Notre Dame tickets, a private film screening,
St. Louis Blues tickets.
Wow, Tony's gourmet dinner items. This is really cool.
Yeah, right.
Well, and then Wine Wednesday with friends. That sounds really cool too. And there's going to be more added to this.
Yes,
correct?
there'll be a lot more added this week as they get all the items together and up. So, yep.
Well, and then that on your screen is that sweepstakes bundle. Those are available for purchase on that same link where you buy 5 for $100. You can also get 1 for $25, and then. This is the bid to become the next year keg tapper, correct?
Right. Somebody needs to beat Steve Sands out.
Has he been a repeater?
Yes.
Oh, wow. He's not losing.
Very generous, so yeah.
Very generous.
Very generous, lovely man. Yeah.
Well, and now what does all this go back to? I think is kind of good to hit on too. After it's all said and done, where do you hope, the sweepstakes and some of these funds generated to go to? Is it the event? Is it the overall school? For the folks that are curious.
Yeah, so that St. Mary's Oktoberfest benefits both the parish and the school. And so we have these old buildings that need upkeep, but also some of the programs that go on at the school and updates to the church and parish to keep everything running. So I think Ryan does a great job of that, helping the parish, with this Oktoberfest, running this and getting that all together. I don't know if you have any other at the school, because you have children. You have a child at the school yet, so you might know things. But
yeah, I mean, we're always in need of supplies and making sure that we have all the technology. As you know, AI and all of this is catching up, and so we kind of have to make sure that we have computers that work, and so all of that requires a lot of resources. And since St. Mary's is a private school, we make sure that we have everything that our kids need. And this is what this does, is it helps support both the school and the parish and make sure that we have our buildings intact, new roofs, and that everyone is safe and healthy.
Well, and see, it's a good note because you guys don't get the, public school funding, to provide those opportunities. So you have to roll up the sleeves and get creative and put on fun events to make sure that happens. And the educational experience alone is just top notch at St. Mary. You guys have had just a great run lately. The athletics programs are doing awesome.
Yes.
And Principal Mary's doing just a wonderful job there too. I love her and all the teachers you got. And what I think is cool is to see the younger teachers that are starting to come in through St. Mary's. I know, I mentioned Grace all the time, but she's doing great, and other folks that are walking in the door and being
and
a part of it.
few of the teachers went to school there, and now they're teaching there. So yeah,
it's so cool. So,
sisters, yeah.
Is there any way we can pick up merch at Oktoberfest the day of the event, or is that all done?
Yeah, starting Saturday, you can start picking up merch. As we'll also have an online store if you have particular styles or sizes that you need. So that will be available at our merch tent, and we'll also have the OMVs coming in from Boston to do a little
That'll
bit of
be really cool.
like advertisement and filming, and so we're really excited to feature them too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. One of the priests and someone else who works with the Oblates there in Boston will be doing that.
Is Father Jim coming back into town?
That I don't know.
Oh, come on! I was hoping for some breaking news.
Father Paul Callell, though, right?
Yeah.
Is
Cool.
he's a local boy from New Jerseyville, so people know that name, Callell. So
That's really cool. I love this. Before I let you go for now, what's your favorite? I know there's so many different components. What's your favorite part of this as an organizer and as somebody who's actively involved with the event? Because everyone's having fun. Like me, we don't have a care in the world. Life's easy. But for you guys, is there a moment where you kind of are able to take that deep breath and go, "We hit it out of the park again this year"?
I think just overall, as you're there, just and working towards the goal too, just the parish, the people at the church, at the school, and the community just coming together, working together, getting this off, whenever we think, oh, somebody always comes through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so just watching everybody do that. Also the Mass in the grass at 11 o'clock when you turn around and look at everybody there, and usually it's a beautiful day, and all our priests, our fathers there. It's just a wonderful experience to be there and just to see, our faith and our community at work. So.
Absolutely. It's going to be another beautiful weekend, 75, 75, and 78. And then by Friday night and Saturday night, you're into low 50s, and life's looking really good.
Perfect Oktoberfest weather.
It really is. Before I let you go, what's the best way to stay up to date on any last-minute additions or any of that good stuff?
Yeah, please visit our website at St. Mary's, Oktoberfest.com, and you'll find links to everything that you need, including the run, including the sweepstakes, including basket raffle, even volunteering. We have all of the links there too.
Right. There's make sure you click on those pull down menus because everything's there. If you missed what bands are going to be there when and things like that, that's all there on those pull down menus on the website.
Really cool. Awesome. I need you to get 5 tickets, okay, for the sweepstakes too. While you're at it, while you're at your office today, get 4, get the 5th free for $100 online at that Oktoberfest website, and then by 8/15 you could be $10,000 richer and support St. Mary's and just have fun this weekend. I'll see you there. Ryan will see you there. Carolyn will see you there.
Yeah.
I'll see you there. Quick break. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. More show next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sounds like the radio back in 94, you know. Hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold.
Welcome back, Daily Show. Sorry, running out of music. 9:49, a little bit of change. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it wouldn't be Sire for you. What would it be? Cyrus. Good morning, Cyrus. Sire. You know, if you were.
Yeah.
What would it be?
It's like Your Majesty or something.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
I mean,
Your
that
Majesty.
would be gender neutral, but I'll take it.
Very formal today. How are you doing, Lacey?
I'm doing fine, CJ. How are you?
You know, it's very warm down here.
It is, and it's very cool outside, and so it's kind of like a weird.
Never happens if it's cold outside. Normal, like in the wintertime, it is 4 degrees down here, and I'm begging just to get out of there.
You have to like put earmuffs over your.
I basically do.
Yeah.
I basically do. That's why I wear a lot of turtlenecks in the wintertime.
Smart.
It's not because I want to. It's because
This is not a fashion choice. This is
just wanted to throw that out there
warmth
for all
choice.
these people that are talking about me about the turtlenecks. It's not because I have to. It's because I want to. No, it's because I have to.
Right.
That's what I meant. Okay, so you wrote about the third Dolby sister retiring from Hayner Library after 24 years of service.
Yes. So in the beginning of Hayner's history, there were 3 sisters who served the library as head librarian for a combined total of 48 years. So this was the third sister, Harriet Dolby, and she retired effective October 1st, 1925. So I wrote a little bit about her, a little bit about her sisters. So her first sister, Blanche Dolby, led the library from 1875 to 1878, and then she got married. And in that time period, women traditionally did not work outside the home after marriage. And so it made sense for her at that time to retire. Well, not retire, to leave her position there. And then there were a couple of other one or two other people that served between 1878 and then 1880 when her sister Florence Dolby was appointed head librarian. She was the one who ushered the library.
Sounds like some nepotism going on.
Well,
No,
you know
I'm just
what?
kidding. I was just
I
kidding.
would almost say that, except there were people in between. It was like they
Okay,
tried
so
out
it
some other
wasn't
people
back to
and they
back.
were like, we got to go back to the Dolbys.
Okay.
They're good at
makes sense.
this.
I was like, okay, if this was back to back, I don't know. I'm kind of raising my hand here.
Not back to back.
Lacey says, nay, that doesn't happen.
Not in this case. So in 1880, Florence Dolby was hired as the head librarian. And so she went through the process of like building what is now the Genealogy and Local History Library with the board of directors. The board of directors, which is all women, are the ones who hired the architect Theodore Link and did a lot of that planning, but she, worked closely with them in that. And then also the addition on the library in 1906, 1907. And then she retired in 1912 due to ill health, died very soon after that. So then Harriet she actually began as an unpaid volunteer helping her sister. So I don't want to say nepotism, but she put in the work. She put in the work. She was a volunteer helping out Florence. And then in 1901, she became a paid assistant. And then in 1912, when Florence had to retire, she was appointed head librarian and then worked there until the end of September of 1924.
Wow. I love this.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that it's really cool that you write about this as well, because it is really good local history. And now, was she beloved?
Yes, she was beloved. I think.
Is it beloved or beloved?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, because it's one of those words where you read it a million times and then you don't say it as much, and then when you say it, you're like, hope that was right.
Well, and then I feel like some countries just put their own twist. Like English-speaking countries will put their own accent on a word. Like we say research, and then like in England they'll say research.
That's true. Yes.
I don't know why I brought that up.
No, that's all right. My sister lives in Australia, and she has to pronounce certain words. It's like because people won't understand her there if she says it with her American accent, and so we have those moments sometimes on the phone.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, and now so she was appointed head librarian in 18. It's crazy to think 1880. When you hear that year.
Yeah. Well, and both Florence and Harriet never married.
Okay.
So they lived with, there were several siblings. One of their sisters was Cora Dolby Rowland, who I think I've talked about before. She was very big in the music scene in Alton. And
what was music back then?
Oh my gosh, there was so much.
But like, what did you sing?
Oh, well, there was a lot of like religious music, and then we were getting into like jazz and stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Cora Dolby Rowland had the dominant ninth singing group, and I think it started with 9 people. But we have some other programs at the library, so you can kind of like see what they sang. And so she's somebody that was portrayed in Vintage Voices a couple years ago, Cora. And then I didn't talk about her here because she didn't work at the library, but she was very involved in civic things at that time. So anyway, there were quite a few siblings, and I think the ones that were unmarried lived either together or with, the families. Like a lot of times that was the case in the past. Like when I looked at her Harriet's census records, she was living with one of her siblings and their family. But yeah, so she was beloved, and the directors of the library, there was a quote that they feel that she's earned the right to rest from her work, but keenly feel the loss it will be to the work of the library and to the board of directors. So they understood that she needed to retire for herself, but they then invited her to be on the board of directors after that. So she went straight from the role as the head librarian to being on the board of directors.
What did head librarian entail back then?
Everything.
So it was it all.
It was like the executive director, but she was like, because it was a much smaller staff. I mean, at Hayner, we have more than 40 people on staff now, some full-time, some part-time. But then it was just a handful of people. Sometimes it was volunteers. And so as head librarian, she was making, decisions for the library along with the board of directors, but also like at the reference desk, buying materials, all that stuff. So she was very much like who the public associated with the library.
That makes like the face of it. Really.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Now, when Harriet died, They
Yes.
closed the library for a day.
Yes.
Is that possible anymore? Can you guys do that?
Yeah. Well, okay. So she died 2 years later. So a lot of times this happened with in the past. I don't want to say this always happens, but Harriet died right after she retired. 2 years after she retired. Yeah. Florence died a year or so after she retired. So yes, they closed the library for a day in her honor. We have closed the library for the funerals of library employees. So when Janet Schweppe died last year, we were closed for that morning so that all of the staff members could go to the funeral.
My question, could you guys do like a Memorial Day? Like if you guys decided, hey, like this was a really big deal, and all of them are, but like we want to take this day of remembrance. Does the state allow? Like I didn't know if because of the new, like if there was a new regulation that said you have to be open regardless. Because I think it's beautiful that they closed the library down to honor her.
Yeah, no, I think it was probably a similar situation where it was so that the staff could go honor her at her funeral because it was the day of her funeral. It wasn't the day of her death. So I think it was what we would do now, like close it so that there's enough time for everybody to pay their respects and then reopen in our case in the afternoon so that people can still use the library services. But the public, our patrons have been very, very wonderful about that when we have done it. I mean, I think too, a lot of times it's somebody that they have grown close to at the library.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad. I appreciate that we've been able to do that when there have been staff members
That's cool that you're allowed to do it because I didn't know if the state goes, oh no, we have to keep you open. That's really cool though that you're allowed to do that. Seriously.
I'm sure it requires board approval, but our board is also just
wonderful.
So wonderful. Yes.
Really is. And with that being said too, so do you know of any like additions or contributions that the two sisters made to the three made to the library within their tenure as either head librarian or board member?
That's a good question. So I definitely don't know as much about Blanche since she was only librarian for 3 years. But I think a huge part of what Florence was doing was this kind of like reimagining of the library because it had been in rooms in City Hall and then City Hall kept burning, there were fires, and then
we couldn't get it right for a while.
Well, no one could. It was a time period when a lot of things were burning.
You fought fire with your hands.
Yeah, right.
You got into a fist fight with that.
Yeah, it was a one-on-one battle. So it's not like, City Hall was just really bad at it. Like it was just the time period. But eventually City Hall burned fully down in 1924, which we've talked about. But they just kept being moved around. And so during Florence's tenure and the library, the board of directors, we got the new building. The endowment, that was a huge thing. So John Hayner in 1901 put forth an endowment. And I really want to emphasize this because I think it's really important. His third wife, Kate, and his daughter, Florence Hayner Haskell, encouraged him to do this. So he did the endowment, and everything I've read says with the encouragement of Kate and Florence, who were both very involved in the library and were both on the board of directors at different times. So the Hayner Haskell family made this endowment so that the library was truly free for everybody. So before that, you had to pay a fee to use the library. It was a subscription library, which was very common at the time. But after the endowment, anyone, and that was open to you no matter sex, race, everybody was welcome in the library. And that was starting in 1901. So that was part of Florence's time there. And then when Harriet started, she was, she was there for 24 years, but she was the director for about 12. So she was there for all of the building and endowment and everything as well. And then I think was just really carrying things forward. There was one thing I saw, speaking of fires, this was in 1921 or 1922, where there was an ad in the paper that from Florence Dolby, librarian, that said, please, or Harriet Dolby, librarian, please don't drop things off at the library right now. We're still dealing with the after effects of the fire.
Oh, so God.
I like the fire thing. Like I keep seeing fire stuff that I didn't know about. I don't know what what burned, and it was clearly not enough to, burn the whole building down, thank goodness. But next week I'm actually going to talk about fire. So we'll talk more about that later. But she was
like the song.
We didn't start the fire. Oh. But that's a good question. I don't have the specifics of. I know it talked about her growing the collection.
Yeah.
And during that time period, they were doing a lot about children's librarianship and like bringing in more books for children. She was at a library conference, so she was doing like going out in the community.
So she was, she really was growing this.
Oh yeah. And she would like go give like book reviews and book talks at different organizations. And then when she retired, Jane Watson Bassett became the head librarian in 1925, and she was the first professionally trained librarian. So she had just graduated from the library school at the St. Louis Public Library.
Did she come in and just, let's go, buy the book?
You know what? She is like one of my library heroes.
That's what I was going to ask you, because you get the passion of the sisters and everyone else is a part of it. It's so cool.
Yes.
But then you finally have somebody for the first time that's trained that comes in and is probably like, all right, this is wonderful, but we got to get to business.
No, I think it was more of a continuation of services, really? But part of it was this kind of shift to like, this is a profession. And she was widowed. She had been married, and her husband died in, I think, 1917. But she is one of the people that's being portrayed in Vintage Voices this year.
Is she really?
Yes. So
That's
Jane
so
Watson
cool.
Bassett, you can go hear more about her. And I saw it on Sunday, and I had tears streaming down my face by the end. Gail Drillinger portrays her, and she does a fabulous job. And she just talks about a bunch of things that she did for the library, and it's stuff that we still benefit from. I mean, she took it through the Great Depression and World War II, and just did a lot for like the troops during World War II to get them books. And there was one thing, I think this was something that I saw about Harriet Dolby. It wasn't like part of her job as librarian, but she was participating in they were collecting like precious metals to melt down for women's suffrage to raise money for women's suffrage. Yeah, so even beyond the library, all of these women were doing things that were benefiting the community, both in Alton and, nationally.
Really cool.
And internationally for the troops.
You got a moment to stick around? Mm-hmm. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to pay you a bill. 10:04, a little bit of change. More conversation with Lacey. 100 years ago. Did I say years? I keep putting weeks up there, And I was
got yours this time.
Kind of nervous, but we got through it.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
My guitar too loud. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Now that I'm on my way, you still think I'm crazy standing here today. I couldn't make you love me, but I always dreamed about living in your radio. How do you like me now?
Back, Daily Show. I smelled like something was burning for a second. That's why I took a little pause. I'm like, is there something on fire?
We've been talking about fires.
And you're writing about fire next week.
I'm writing about fire.
What are you writing about?
Next week?
Yes, on the fire.
There was an article about Fire Prevention Week, and it talked about
how to punch it.
It gave detailed instructions on how to punch the fire. And so it talked about the amount of money lost both in Madison County and statewide, and like,
well, yeah, City Hall got rebuilt. Like,
see, okay, this was I went back and looked up the dates because I was looking at the fiscal year that started in June of 2024, but it burned down in April or May of 2024. So this wasn't even part of it, but I put that in my article when City Hall burned down, literally specifically because my first thought was, there was such a big loss because of City Hall, and it wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't. So I don't know what else.
Well, that's because they had these 7-year-olds smoking cigarettes while they were working in the farm.
Yeah, that didn't help. Didn't help things.
You ever see that picture of that infant that's smoking cigarettes and it's it's in a different country, but it's like they have like 2 cigarettes in their mouth?
No, but I always think about like the pictures of like kids at baseball games when they're all like in the stands smoking cigarettes and they're like 8, and you're like, how did you get here?
They got snuff in their nose, like they're just ready to go.
Yeah, I'm like horrific. Huh.
I love it. Okay, so what'd you learn about the gals as you were writing about them?
Oh, I feel
like we're friends with them now, so I just call them the gals.
They're the gals. No, I just love them. I just feel I feel very like grateful, and I always like seeing ways that we're like continuing the service that was done in the past. Like for instance, when Jane Watson Bassett was the librarian, they had a works like the WPA group come in and index the Alton Telegraph up through the 1930s, and so they had all these. It was an index, so it would say like someone's name that had an obituary in the newspaper or important articles that were in the newspaper. So they put all of these on cards. And then in the 1970s, they were all typed up into this huge series of books. I think there are 6. We call them the red books, that are the indexes of the Alton Telegraph from 1836 to 33. So they were all put into these books. And that was a project that the Jenny D. Hayner Library Association, which is sort of like what the board of directors of the 1800s became. Now we have an elected board as well, but the Jenny D. Hayner Library Association paid for these to be turned into these books, typed up, turned into these books. And then about 2 years ago, we started a project to digitize all of them, and we did. thousands of pages. And so now you can go in and just do a text search.
That's so cool.
And it goes through every single page. And so that way, if things are in places that you're not expecting, you can still find it. So
wow,
that's a cool project, because it started with Jane Watson Bassett's tenure, and then it continued into the 70s when she had already retired and then died a couple years after that. And then now I get to look at it and I'm like, talk about carrying forward the legacy in like a very, very concrete way. So yeah, I'm like grateful for the things they did, because now we can bring them into the 21st century as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thanks.
Hot diggity.
Hot diggity.
Good job.
Thank
All
you.
right, so you're writing about fire next week.
Writing about fire next week.
We will learn about the losses to the county in 1924.
Yes.
Next week.
Yes.
Not present day fire losses.
Yes.
Just,
Just well, I'm going to mention how many.
Okay.
Like just do a little
Comparative.
comparison. Yeah.
Fair.
But it's going to be a little bit general. I might look up like a couple of to see if there were any major fires that would have contributed to that high loss, like just to kind of get an idea. But the article that I was working from is from the state. So it's specific to Madison County, but it doesn't have like specific fires listed or anything like that. But yeah, in the meantime, you should go to Vintage Voices on Saturday or Sunday.
That was a great interview.
Last week. Yeah, with Diana. She's wonderful.
She's great.
So that is noon to 2 on Saturday and Sunday at the Alton Cemetery. You can just buy tickets there. $15 for adults, $10 for students, and then you can learn more about Jane Watson Bassett and a whole bunch of other people.
I was chuckling because noon to 2 rhymes in a way, and I thought
noon to 2.
Maybe you could get like a shirt made that says, I don't know, past lives noon to 2. I don't know.
Commune with the dead, noon to 2.
I felt like I fell in like one of those Office moments where I'm like, it kind of just was really dry, and I'm like, there's no camera to look at and give an awkward. I guess there is. Like,
I've done that. I definitely have like broken the fourth wall. Yep.
All righty. We're going to talk to Alton Symphony Orchestra right after
nice.
this quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk to Tangled Tinsel Christmas Tree Farm. Excited about that one too.
Yeah.
You stay there, and I'll be here. Lacey won't be, but she'll be back next week on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job. There's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Cause it sounds like the radio back in 94, you know. Hook the speaker up to my soul. It sounds like the radio. Sounds like a damn good time. Soaking up some neon light. Well, it's a little bit of fiddle and a whole lot of country gold.
We have one now. Sorry, we're behind. I was just chatting it away, and you know how that goes. It happens. 10:17. I'm going to fix that screen in a second. Alton Symphony Orchestra is who's on the air now. Shane, Jessica, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
That was my NPR voice. I'm trying to audition.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you never know. How's life been treating you guys? How's ASO?
Doing great.
Wonderful. Well, fill me in. What's coming down the pipeline?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we're auditioning for the no. Yeah. Anyway, well, we have a wonderful concert coming up on October 18th.
Wow, we're 10 days away.
Yes, we are, and it is 10 days away from wonderfulness.
Ha! Good job, Shane. I love it. You have my job.
Yeah, and we just, you read past reviews of what the community has been thinking of the orchestra, from a hidden gem to just wonderful. They talk about the tickets being reasonably priced. Ever since I've been there, we moved to a $10 ticket, and then we even have discount. Or is it just everybody's $10?
$10 for adults, and then 18 and under $5.
Well, and see, I think it's really cool that you do, because one of the missions of ASO is really supporting that next generation of musician. And as kids, we never really had the money to go and see the St. Louis Symphony, but you can go and get inspired by the same and if not more talented musicians or the same caliber right here in your own backyard for $5.
Right.
Yes.
So cool.
And it's that opportunity to we want to always be there for the community. We're in our 81st year. So 81 years ago, people had this vision. And they're gone by now, but I think that they would smile if they knew that it was still going on. And that's what we're preparing for. We're we're continuing on in moving ahead, and this concert's going to be wonderful. We open up with the William Tell Overture. People may not know it like that, but they do know the theme from Lone Ranger.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
You'll know it when you hear it.
Yeah.
I feel the one.
But that's how a lot of your all's concerts are for folks that maybe aren't trained classical and know the official names of a song. The moment they hear it, they go, "Oh, duh!" And you guys knock it out of the park. That's because they have a pretty good maestro.
Right. I've heard. I
don't want to throw that out there too. But with that being said, so what is the theme of this concert on October the 18th? Because to be quite honest with you, I'm having a hard time pronouncing the last name here.
Tchaikovsky?
Okay, thank you. And that's Symphony Number 5, correct?
Yes.
And so take me through the show. There's going to be, like you said, the William Tell Overture. There's going to be some more. And then an emotional journey from the darkness to triumph of that piece.
Mm-hmm.
What's that going to look like in the show format?
Well, we will open up with the national anthem.
Always do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will follow that with the William Tell Overture by Rossini. And people love Rossini overtures. They're exciting, and again, they've been used in different cartoons.
Recognizable.
I just want to say, I will not be on one of those fake horses going out on stage acting as the Lone Ranger, just for folks that were curious. There was no live demonstration this time.
and I won't be either. I think that's...
This is cool. And then what's after that? How's it structured?
Well, we're going into Finlandia, which is written by Sibelius. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a special performance of this, because in the middle is the Finlandia hymn. It's a song in the middle of it. And in our Maestro Minutes, which happen at 6:30, that's a half hour before the concert starts, for about 15 minutes we have Maestro Minutes, and we go into one piece more, and just to involve the audience, and we have some of the players play. And so we're going to have the words, and as this piece was written, we're bringing it alive with having the audience sing that hymn while the orchestra's playing.
That's going to be really, really cool.
Yes, I've never heard of it being done anywhere else. They've always brought in professional choruses, but it was about the people. It was about not being repressed anymore, and so this was a song of freedom and peace.
100%. Well, and I just think the venue, too. You guys, this partnership with Lewis and Clark and being at Halfway Hall, the sound and everything else that comes with that really creates that for real experience, for everybody that's there. And it seems like that relationship just continues to improve upon itself without you guys having to work on it,
Yeah. I think we're very fortunate. Our patrons are very, they like to be involved. I think, a lot of professional orchestras here, audiences over here. But the way that Shane always does it is, it's not just about the orchestra. It's about all of us together.
Yeah.
And the hall, the seats are much closer and quieter since the hall got new seats last week.
Yes.
Was there always a creaker?
Yeah.
Did you twitch every time?
It sounded like a cave of bats.
Oh my God! I would
stand up.
I'd be sitting there, doing your thing, Shane, and you hear that. I just every time. Don't have to worry about that now. And then there's a lot of space too for your families to get in there and all of that. And for $10 a ticket, you can really enjoy it.
Right.
And that's on October the 18th. Now I will be camping. On October the 18th.
You'll be camping outside waiting for tickets? Is that what you're saying?
You are right.
We've never had that before.
Right.
Everybody, you can see CJ camping outside.
I'm starting to get used to this whole camping thing. I've never been a good camper. Never tried to be, I just want to say. And then I realized in my first outside tenting, I was a tenter for one weekend. Mm-hmm. You can't wear hairspray outside with bugs.
No.
You will wake up with pretty much every bit of the insect anatomy of the forest on you. But I will be camping outside December the 7th.
Oh.
Warmth in midwinter.
Oh. I was like, that's really cold.
I was wondering where that was going. That's one of those public audition moments.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And we're going to invoke the spirit of the season with this as well. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk about Warmth in Midwinter. This is December 7th as well. We'll put a preview out there just for folks to get their tickets. But the big focus is 10 Days Away, Symphony No. 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
By Tchaikovsky.
Thank you. That'll be at 7 p.m. at Halfway Hall. If you haven't been to an ASO show, there's a reason that, folks really talk about it afterwards. And that's what I think's really cool. It's not one of those one and done, like, okay, we did it. It's one where if someone goes for the first time, you normally hear about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that's a really good testament to y'all's work. 10:25, a quick break, daily show on a Wednesday next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
When you need a project done right, on budget and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show. I got distracted because every time I hear Stevie Nicks, I want to witch dance all around and, everything else.
All right.
But, some of those rock orchestras, they can rock out, whenever it comes to some rock music. And it sounds so cool. Yes. And I also listened the other day, some of the new remixes, like with Beethoven and stuff, that are awesome. I mean, they're really cool. Yeah. Now, I have no creativity for that, so I'll admire from afar, and that's cool. But, you don't have to admire from afar. You could admire from a couple of rows away on October the 18th at 7 p.m. at Hathaway Hall. You can join ASO for an evening of passion and playfulness as they perform a lot of great music. And, how far out do you all prepare for one show?
2.5 months? Weekly?
Well, technically,
2? 2, yeah.
So we plan our season for the whole year in the January, February.
No kidding.
Time. Wow. Mm-hmm. We have our musicians kind of meet together and put together a tentative here's what we would like to play. Yeah. And we have people submit things, and we take audience comments that they have said to us or emailed us, say, hey, wish you guys would do this. And we take all that into consideration, and we present it to Shane, and Shane, myself, our Vice President Leah Cook, and our concertmaster Vince kind of sit down and talk about the feasibility, what can we do, what can we perform, what's a good fit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we really plan the whole concert ahead of time. But as far as rehearsals, it's
I'm sure that could get tricky though, because it's not like you guys are an 80s hair band cover band going out on stage, because the music to pick's a little bit easier from it. I'm sure whenever you're fine tuning this, you have to find music for the new ear, and then of course the trained listener to classical music too.
Yeah, I think it's a very important point. I don't know a lot of orchestras that do it, because usually they just the music director, this is what we're doing this year. Yeah. And I've just never felt that way. I think it's about the people It's about the players, and our vision is to make the music come alive for all. And it starts with players, and making it come alive. And how do you do that? Well, you have some skin in the game. You feel appreciated. You feel respected. You're heard because people can submit pieces, like she was saying, and then some of them submit some themes and they throw it out. Well, as we meet together, we're still meeting. It's not one person show, and we have to think. We have to think responsibly. If a piece uses a harp, we want to try to do 2 or 3 pieces that use a harp.
Makes sense.
Because that's a unique instrument, and we bring them in. And the other thing with that is that when we meet together, if we've got 6 people that say the same piece that they like, then we've got 6 people. They're gonna come. Oh yes, I love this piece, and it's gonna rub off like charcoal. It just likes other people. Oh, I love this piece, and it just helps all the way around.
Well, it does, and like you said, it goes back to the being heard and felt as a performer, because music's about collaboration. I mean, I can't play an instrument to save my life, but I know that that's what music's all about, and coming together in community. And so, whenever you feel like, okay, you're kind of that take a number and sit in your chair and get ready to be directed to, it's great to have that creativity and that connection with the entire organization, not just your section, or not just your certain group backstage.
Right, and so if it comes alive for the players, then they're bringing it alive for the audience, and we have found success in relating more to the audience, and just they want to talk to you. They just don't want to. The days, I feel this way, and I think Jessica would agree. The days of just sitting and playing and then clapping, those days have changed. And so I encourage people, come meet me afterwards. Come meet players afterwards, and try to shake their hand on the way out the door and just thank them and just involve them.
Well, and I never connect my private life with it, but at church, been a whole big thing lately about taking attendance, not just being there to say you were there. Experience it. Go talk to those musicians, and you're going to get so much more joy out of it. Because I feel like at times we all do this. We'll go to something and say, "All right, we did that. That was neat."
Check that off.
Check it off, and we're done. And we move on. But whenever you actually get your hands on this and you're able to and explore it a little bit more, like talking to you, Shane, or talking to one of the musicians, it creates something really cool, and it really goes above that, $10 or however long or how many songs you listen to. You created something even better than that.
It's an emotional experience.
For sure.
And so with that too, Jessica, would love to talk about the youth side of things, just for the folks that want to donate and support ASO throughout the year, because that's a huge big part of this as well. Fill me in on some of those programs. And isn't there a foundation too, or a scholarship?
We have a scholarship that we award to 2 people every December. It's our oh my goodness.
Music for All, is that? Yes. Okay, no, I wanted to make sure.
I always mix up. Our Music for All scholarship and our Jerry Honke scholarship, who's named after one of our former board members, who really gave a lot to the orchestra. So we award $400 scholarships for private lessons for students.
I love that.
That are in financial need and have great community involvement.
And now the Marie Stillwell Young Artist Competition, is that still going on too?
It is. The Marie Stillwell Concerto Competition is a really unique experience every year. We see so many talented musicians coming through and auditioning to perform on stage with ASO. Our first place winner performs at the February concert, and our guild winner, which is 12 and younger, performs at our December concert. And we always hear a lot of compliments about them at the show.
Oh, I bet.
This student was amazing, and our judges usually have a really tough time.
I bet
selecting a winner.
And if I could add to what she's sharing there, the ASO, because of our educational, the importance of education, we welcome that first time, especially with the guild winner in December. This is most likely their first time of being on stage with an orchestra. And so instead of just being out there I'll walk out there and I play, But no, let's meet the orchestra.
Right.
Let's talk about, let's walk you out. Let's talk about stage presence and get you, and then you're going to shake the concertmaster's hand and then look at your audience. We're trying to groom them for the future. And Alton, the Alton Symphony is a great place to do that because we welcome that. A lot of times, even on Monday nights when we rehearse, there's a swim class that lets out, and they come backstage.
Do they really?
And they dance and we wave. We've had one person conduct. They're just young kids, but why not?
Well, and you introduce them to this, and you introduce them to the love of it too, and it goes important, like what you said, Shane. You aren't just saying, "All right, good job. Here's the stage. Go out there and be a number."
Oh, no.
You're giving them direction, and you're really helping them build a base and a foundation for how to perform and how to be in that setting. And that's really, especially when it comes to the arts, it's hard to find qualified, good people to do that. It just seems like it is. And so to have that here is really important to know.
And it means a lot to the parents and the private teachers because they will share with, thank you for this experience. And then even sometimes in the first place winners on the Marie Stilwell, that this is maybe their second time of being in an orchestra, in front of an orchestra. And we just want it to be an experience that they go, I remember that, and it was wonderful.
Well, and now you all can support throughout the year. You can donate by going to altonsymphonyorchestra.com/donate. Good link there. Good link. You didn't want it to say like concert or anything. Nope. You can make a one-time gift. You can also go through the amounts. You can go up to $1,000 or just add another zero to that 1,000 and make us all super happy today. And then also the endowment funds available that you can support too. We've talked about that on the show before.
Yes.
And can we do a brief overview of that endowment fund?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We were last year given a wonderful opportunity by a patron, Jerry Wunderlich, to create this endowment fund that he would match gifts up to $25,000.
Wow.
If we had met it by the end of last December. And we met it at the December concert.
Did you really? I love that. Great.
Yes.
And what does this help support?
So we're hoping that this just will grow and continue to be a source of stability for us. We rely mostly on donations and sponsorships when we really, because we want to keep our ticket prices affordable. We don't really make a lot of money off the concerts because, we provide refreshments, we pay our musicians, we pay soloists, but really it comes from donations. And, in the future, we're hoping that eventually this could just be our
self-sufficient
plan. We've got this. We don't have to worry so much about.
You can focus on the music and the development.
And if I may put a plug in, with great things comes great responsibility, and our board, I love working with them. They are responsible. They listen. They make hard decisions. We talk together. It's not a you and me or you and them. It's we're together. It's always what's best for the orchestra. What matches our vision. And so that endowment, we're already working on it. It's in the bank. We don't touch it because that wasn't the purpose. The purpose is to let it grow. And people can add to it, and we hope people do.
And you can, and we'll make sure that you can see that link as well. And if you're somebody out there, whether you're a new business owner or you've been around the block for a few times like a Honda Civic, Uncle Sam is going to be calling you on April 1st or 14th or whatever day it is you file your taxes. He's going to say, hey, how many people did you support last year, sir or ma'am? And you could have said, well, I supported ASO with a pretty generous $5,000 sponsorship to be a concert supporter, or it can be as little as $100 if it's just an individual that feels inclined and wants to support. There's so many different levels, and we showcase those as Shane was kind of speaking a little bit, but these are the sponsorships and is what they come with, and we'll link everything too, so you can see a lot of benefits there. And then really just super cool that you guys provide those opportunities to be involved too after your sponsorship dollars. So you aren't just saying thanks for the check and we'll talk again next year. That's really a good point to make. Getting back into the concerts, October the 18th. What are we hearing?
We are hearing the We and Tell Overture, followed by Finlandia, which the audience will get to participate in singing the hymn that he is is put in the middle of it, and then we'll have a short intermission, and then we hear all of Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony.
Really cool.
Very powerful, very emotional, and people will love it.
Wonderful. It's going to be great. And then on December the 7th, really an important anniversary date for our country, warmth in midwinter. And while we're, and I think it's great that you guys start out every show with the national anthem, especially whenever we're, on Pearl Harbor Day, recognizing that on December the 7th, 3 p.m., Hathaway Hall. You're going to invoke the spirit of the season with Quiet Wonders of Holst.
Yes. And we have 2 guest performers with us.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yes. Fabulous singer. We've had her before.
Yes.
Her name is Nadiana Ortez.
Wow.
And I was just talking to her about a month ago, and she had just come back from Vienna.
What?
Wow. And the crowd loved her.
Did it wait for her?
Huh? Oh.
Go on. Back to it.
I got it. Wait. Okay, there we go. But wonderful. She's going to be performing with us, and it's got some beautiful pieces that she's going to be doing. Yes. And then on the other side of that spectrum is the TSO, and a lot of that uses electric guitar. And ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing in Dr. Guy. If you don't know who he is, look him up, Dr. Guy, and he is a shredder.
This is awesome. This is going to be really cool. That's December the 7th. You can get your tickets now at altonsymphonyorchestra.org/concerts and get them for the 18th. We'll see you there on both days.
And might I say, last year we had a snowball fight inside.
That's right.
We did.
Was that fun?
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Nothing like getting hit in the face with a pie, too.
Yeah.
Because we reached the goal, and that was the deal. If we did... We did, and I think her name was Emily, and Emily got to throw a pie in my face. Right. Yep. And what was funny is she reached behind my head with one hand while she drove the other hand into it.
I feel like you've told the story to a few people, saying, he knows your name, Emily. He doesn't think he knows who you are.
Yeah.
No, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
I love that, man. And I just love the community aspect. This is why you guys are so good at what you do. It's talented musicians and just people that love and have the same passion for your mission. And you can learn more at altonsymphonyorchestra.org. Support them, donate to them, and make Uncle Sam very happy on your tax returns, and donate to those 501c3s supporting our community. Quick break, Daily Show on a Wednesday next.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Discover Del Mar Public House, located in Godfrey's historic Clifton Schoolhouse. Enjoy bold flavors like homemade falafel, fish and chips, and rotating pasta favorites. Relax with local beers, half-price wine bottles, and summer poutine nights. The only thing missing is you. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Del Mar Public House, where great food, drinks, and friends come together. DelMarPublicHouse.com.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
9:20. I knew I would do something that was off. That's all right. We're wrapping up the week.
Exactly.
Dr. Ashley Evanson.
Yes. That's it.
I'm better than the last interview already.
Yeah, crushing it.
How's everything a multi-care specialist?
Oh, it's awesome. It's a really exciting time right now because we're hosting our third vendor market, farmers market, and that's on a week from today, October 10th from 4 to 7 p.m. So we're really excited that this is a continued community event, and Yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, and I think it's really cool that the first couple have gone off so successfully. It seems like they both just keep growing.
Yes, they do. So this time around, we have over 20 vendors.
Nice.
So that's really cool. Very excited.
And fill me in, because the vendors that you pick are really curated to really bring out the best in our healthy living.
Yeah. I have picked vendors that I use myself, like the regenerative farm that I use, Oakley Rose Farm, and Wild Wolf Pastures is something that I'm very passionate about supporting them, and their meat is the best quality that you can find. So each vendor has its own intention, of why I've brought them in. It has to kind of align with our movement. You know?
Well, and that takes me into just what you guys do each and every day at the office, because that's really one of the main components and priorities of multi-care specialists.
Yeah, is to make our patients healthier, of course, but also extending that to the community.
Yeah.
And that's really why I wanted to do this.
So do you have any repeat customers coming back as a vendor?
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
cool.
Most, I would say, probably 80% are repeats, and then we've got some new ones that we're really excited about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool when you can keep them coming back and then add to it each and every year.
Absolutely.
Well, and now take me through it. So how long does this run? 4 to 7, correct?
4 to 7 p.m., yep.
And then take me through the festivities of those 3 hours.
Yeah, so, over 20 vendors. We will also have farm truck, food truck. I don't know if you've ever had them. They are at like the St. Louis City Games, and I think they even have a stand at Busch Stadium. Their food is incredible. They have gluten-free and vegetarian options. They've got an amazing burger. I'm gluten-free, so they have the best gluten-free burger. So stopping at farm truck is a must. That will be outside. It's kind of indoor and outdoor event. We have half the vendors outside and half inside. So you'll be given a passport for a chance to win some really great giveaways. So the only requirement for the passport is you have to go to each vendor stand.
Nice. And last time you were on, the giveaways were like crazy cool.
They are crazy cool. Like it's something that every home needs. We need clean water. So reverse osmosis water filtration system is so cool. It's actually the one I use in my home, and I like to gift as gifts because that is like the best thing you could do for someone.
Well, and now what's that device do?
So it filters out everything, to the point it strips out all the minerals, even with the good minerals. It's so good. It gets rid of arsenic and fluoride and chlorine and everything bad in our water. It's just awesome. So that's an example.
Wow. And normally, those things run you a couple $100 too. That's a good item.
It's about $400. And then, we've got non-toxic caraway cooking pans, which are also like couple $100. Bee Splendor, which is really cool. Red light therapy, all kinds of things.
This is awesome. And now all you have to do is just go stop by and see every vendor, correct?
Yep, that's it.
Now, do you have to purchase something from every vendor?
Nope.
Oh,
no
really
purchase.
Cool.
You just got to go check them out.
I love it.
We just make it a scavenger hunt. You got to go get a stamp.
This is super cool. Oh, do the vendors like it that way too?
Yeah, because then you get to know their product and you get to actually talk to them. And, otherwise just like walking by something,
it's like
you may
awkward,
not know.
Yeah, it's like the awkward, who do I say hi now? Like we made eye contact.
Correct. Well, you're forced to. If you want to win any of those gifts, then you got to do the work.
This is cool. Well, and now as people are stopping in, it's also a good time just to check out the office, I'm sure, because with the vendors being inside too.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's another part of it is it's our office is completely open. You can see what we provide, which is family medicine, physical therapy, chiropractic care, athletic training, IV nutrient therapy. There's not much that we can't handle. So it's really cool because there'll be people that live nearby and they'll come just to come to the market. They're like, I have no idea this was here, which blows my mind. It's been there for 38 years. So,
well, and your dad started the practice, correct?
Yeah, he did 38 years ago. So then, I took over in 2019 and
it's incredible. Well, and this is really cool too because especially when it comes to IV therapy and all of the new ways that we're starting to learn we can help ourselves, there's a big interest in it too. And it seems like to find spaces it's hard to get all those things into one roof.
Under one roof.
Yeah.
And that is the genius of what my dad created years ago. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you can go and see your primary care physician, have labs, get, your musculoskeletal system checked out. And then also we can touch on nutrition and lifestyle modifications. And, there's just something for everyone at our office. So
it's really cool. And I love
you.
the way that you guys have it laid out. Well, with that being said, as people stop in, there's no entry fee, correct?
No entry fee.
Well, and with the food trucks, do they serve the entire time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep, exactly. 4 to 7, just come and stop by. New this year, we have a little tiny, fun little kids activity. So that's like totally free. So
That's
come
cool.
and bring the whole family, bring your neighbors, everyone.
I'm nosy. What's the kids' activity?
It's a surprise.
Oh,
You're going to
dang
have
it.
to come.
That sounds good. I'll have to bring the baby. We'll have to stop by and see it. Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break and we're going to come back, chat about this a little bit more, and just learn more about multi-care specialists too. We'll be back with more Daily Show right after this on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
$9:29. Welcome back, Daily Show on a Friday. Back with Dr. Ashley Evanson. I am still so embarrassed that I the whole first interview we did, just no care in the world, just rolled with it.
It happens all the time. It's okay.
Confidence is key,
Exactly.
So you were telling me though, fill me in on this vendor that you met. She's 15 and she's going to be here?
Yeah, so I have a couple new vendors this year, and one of which is I don't know. I just have a soft spot for her already, and I barely know her. Anyways, her name is Berkeley, and she's 15 years old, and she started a juice company herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure maybe she had some help, but it is so cool that she's the one out there selling her product, which is fresh pressed juice, and it's amazing. So I'm really excited that she's coming. She's a great addition.
Well, and a great opportunity too for her. And honestly, I just think it's so cool that there's so many vendors that are all health inspired, or at least health improvement related.
Exactly. So that you have to. I had some people reach out, and maybe they sell things, but I'm like, well, it's kind of needs to be in alignment with the movement, because this for me is a health movement, not healthcare, but health movement overall. And so because we're so sick as a country, 93% of Americans have at least one chronic illness. So that's sparks my my motivation to do this.
Well, and then too, it's great to see that some of the corporations and big box stores are starting to remove some of the additives, but it's still not enough. It's going to take
it's not enough. It's going to take a long time, but it is helpful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's helpful.
Right.
And that's what's cool about all these vendors. You're not going to find additives. You're not going to find preservatives, chemicals, and that's the point. You know, what you're getting at this market is vendors who really care about the quality of ingredients that they bring to the table.
100%.
And so that's why I want to support them.
Well, and I think it's a really great passion project of yours because it's not easy managing an office like yours, and so to add on an event that has a lot of legs to it. I mean, this is not a typical pop up.
Yeah, this isn't. No, it's really become a thing, and it's pretty cool. I at first thought I'd maybe do it once a year, and then I was like, maybe twice a year, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot, but it's also so fun. Like I can't not do it at this point, and I have a lot of great people helping me, moving along. We've got 30 employees, and like they're all awesome, and we created a little committee, and they get as excited at this point as I do.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, and now, so the team's pretty excited on these days too. Does everyone stop by or at least hand?
Oh yeah, all my employees will be there in their cute multi-care market merch, which you can pick up at the market as well. And so everyone's all in on this, and everyone plays a role. And I'm really grateful to have the people that I have supporting me.
Well, and it's good too for especially my generation, because folks are looking, it seems like, for primary care now, or maybe they were going to when they turned 18 and then they didn't. And all these things. And so it's good to know, especially if that's the lifestyle, and there's so many kids that are a part of this now, and it's great to see that. Yeah. Hopefully they open up and go, oh man, this is right up the road. Let's stop by and see if I can get a part of this.
Yeah. So that is one thing about family medicine that is really cool that people don't realize. We treat from the cradle to the grave.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. See, now that's fascinating.
Mm-hmm. So we see babies, we see, literally cradle to the grave.
So what does that do for you guys in terms of like just data too? Because I mean, even though it's so much different now and healthcare is improving and like records are so much easier to transfer, I'm still sure there's disconnects in times when you go from, and there was for me anyway, getting the new baseline, blood work done and all of that. Yeah. Does it help with those transitions as we age with being in that one practice, or does it stay the same?
I think it helps.
Okay.
And I think, how we operate might, is maybe different from other offices in that way. And I feel like we have a really, we have a great staff, and we really try hard to get people in a timely fashion, and we really try to treat our patients like family. So I think that goes a long way. Like once you come to us, I feel like most people stay with us.
That's really cool. Yeah. Well, and it's a testament to know that something's going good down there,
Yeah, exactly. Seriously.
Well, it's really cool, and I hope that you guys are able to stop by 3986 Maryville Road in Granite City, 4 to 7 p.m. Friday, October the 10th. That is next Friday.
Next Friday.
We're a week away. Does it ever feel like you're under the gun with these?
Yes. So I'm trying to figure out a rhythm. I'm not the most unorganized person, but, I need a little help sometimes with that. So thank goodness I have some people helping me. But, we're trying to find, okay, at 8 weeks out, we need to order this. If we're trying to get the rhythm, and it still feels like this, the week leading up. But at the same time, this time is a little bit better because we've done, this is our third one.
Right.
And so like everyone is on the same page. We know what to look for, where people are going, Yeah,
it's going to become a well-oiled machine.
Yes.
We're almost there.
That's how my office runs, so I want this to run as well, and from the feedback from the vendors the last time, it seemed like that was the case, so that made me really happy.
Now, what's your goal for expansion on the event, if you could?
Oh, well, I have a really lofty goal in a couple years, but I do want to do this twice a year.
Okay.
Till the end of time. That'd be great.
Really cool.
Yeah, I'm the next time I plan to bring in some like really cool vendors that I use, some specialty labs that whether it's genetic testing for cancer, Dutch hormone testing, Vibrant America, some labs that I use that people aren't aware of. I'm probably going to incorporate them as vendors so people can learn about that type of testing that they won't get at their regular primary office. So like those things are
like body scans and stuff?
Okay. Yep. Lots of things like that. I plan to add on. And my longer goal would be to actually create a full like county health expo.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because there isn't one.
There isn't one.
That's wild to me. Now that you said that, that doesn't make sense.
There isn't one. So I would love to be pushing in that direction the next couple of years.
Absolutely. That's a great goal to have.
Yeah.
There you go. All righty. I'm loving this. And so going back in, if you're just joining us, you have a chance to win some really cool prizes, and especially ones that are really going to help you too. It's not just, the Stanley or whatever you have. I mean, the reverse osmosis filtration system's awesome. And like you said, $400 value on that.
Oh yeah. All the gifts are very nice, large value gifts. And again, things that you can utilize that will make you healthier, and then we have a couple that are just fun, like St. Louis Blues tickets or,
great gifts.
Yeah. Great gifts like that. We've got our pharmaceutical grade supplement line.
Wow.
Has they've donated basically foundational support, and that is awesome. I recommend most everyone take it. So there's things like that,
This is so cool. Well, I'm going to be there Friday, October the 10th. I'm winning.
I am holding you to it this time.
I am winning this time. I'm really excited about this, and I really hope you guys are able to get down there too. And with that being said, if there is a vendor out there that feels like they qualify for what you're looking for, what's the best way to reach out for next time?
That's a good question.
I don't ask very many of those.
Well, that is a good question. Maybe just info at multicarespecialistgc.com. That's our general email. You could reach out via Facebook or Instagram too. Please follow us. We started a new little Multicare Market GC page. That would be a great place, to reach us as well.
I love it. I just love this event. I really do. I think it really fits everything that you guys do and just showcases that and then some.
Thank you.
With that being said, is there anything else to talk about for right now?
I feel like that's the gist, it's a unique boutique, event, and excellent food, excellent gifts, for
Quality.
free and a great time. It's really cool to see a lot of socialization happening during that time. We've had live music as well. It's just really cool.
That's awesome. I'll see you there. I'm ready to win big, and I know that you guys are too. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. Dr. Ashley Evanson, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
We'll take wanted you to see a little bit more of that one before I said so long for now. We have to reschedule with Tangled Tinsel. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I will, on a Thursday. Until we talk again, though, hey, guys, have a great rest of your day, but most importantly, try your best to stay out of jail.